This video will guide you through the steps to make a painting like the ones that you see here. Make sure you watch the whole thing before you get started and have fun. Step 1, get your area ready. In your kit, there's a piece of plastic. Take this and spread it out over your work surface like I've done here. This one's been used a few times. The nice thing is the stuff that we're working with, when it dries, it actually peels off. So your plastic can be reused over and over and over again. All right, the next part is getting yourself ready. If you've got a smock or an apron that you can wear, that's great. Otherwise, just make sure that you're wearing clothes that you don't mind getting paint on. This is a really messy process, so assume you're going to get paint on you and there's going to be paint all over everything around you. So the other good idea is to make sure that you're working on a surface underneath you that can be cleaned off easily. I would suggest a tiled area or concrete, something other than carpet. Step 2, get your canvas ready. In your kit, you're going to find 4 push pins. And you're wondering, what are those for? Those are to put into the back of our canvas, one in each corner, and it creates a kind of a pedestal for the canvas to sit on, so that as you pour the paint over it and it spills down over the edges, it won't allow the canvas to stick to your work surface as it dries. So put one in each corner of the canvas, like so, and you'll be ready to work on it. So the little Dixie cups that came with your kit each have a dark line marked on them. So what you're going to do after you put your gloves on, because this is where things might start getting a little bit messy, you're going to take the Floetrol and you're going to squirt enough of it into each one of those cups to come up to that line. Put them all in there the same. Whoops. Careful about, see, this is where I told you things will get messy. Alright, and you should still have Floetrol left over. Make sure you have enough here. Okay. Okay, next thing is to add paint. You're going to need 5 colors. There are more than 5 colors in your kit, but that should allow you to choose what you'd like depending on what you want this to look like. And I'm just going to choose some oddball ones today, I think. Okay. And hold on a minute. I'm going to swap this out because I want some white also. Alright, I've got a big white, but you'll have a small white. A good idea in choosing colors is to try to have some variety. You want dark colors and light colors. You also have some in your kit that are metallic and others that are satin. A mixture is good. You don't want everything to be metallic, but having a little accent of metallic is nice. So once you've chosen your colors, then you're going to squirt some of these into each one of these cups. There's not a magic amount, but I tip it over and I squeeze real hard and I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, that one's not open. Okay, make sure your paint's like ready to come out. Squeeze it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's almost empty. One, whoops, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might have to get a new bottle of that. That one's not going to be full enough either. All right, changing colors here. All right, let's go with this one. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we've got colors and everything. The next step is going to be to add silicone, and that's what this little blue bottle is. So you're going to, if you've never used an eyedropper before, you should practice. But what you do is you squeeze down on the little bulb on the top and let go, and that will draw up the silicone into the dropper. And then you're going to place 3 drops, just 3 little drops, 1, 2, 3, into each one of the cups. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. The next step is going to be to stir everything up, and that's what the craft sticks are for. 1 for each cup. Okay. And just stir it all up. Mix it really good. All right, the next step. This is the fun part. I'm going to take this cup, the larger cup, and your cup is going to have a mark on it right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the paint from these other cups and we're going to pour them into this cup until it meets that mark. That's how much paint you need to cover your canvas. So now, one by one, I'm going to take these cups and I'm going to pour a little bit of paint into the larger cup. And I'm just going to do one at a time and alternate them. You don't have to pour everything in the cup all at once, although if you want a big glob of color, you can do that. Pour a little bit more, maybe a little more blue all at once, because I like to see the blue come together. More of the orange, add a little more of the light blue, some more yellow, a little more white. Whoa, oh, careful. See, again, messy. I don't usually do that. Okay, so now I've got this nice mixture. Okay, now there are a lot of different ways you can do this, but I'm going to suggest that you do it the easy way, which is going to be to take your canvas, hold your cup like this, put your canvas on top, put your hand here, turn over, set your canvas down and then lift up. Okay, now I'm going to give it just a minute to start to spread out on its own. And when it seems to slow a little bit, then I'm going to pick the canvas up and I'm going to just gently tilt it. Let the paint flow to the edges, but not quite overflow yet. I like to try to get it as close to the edges as I can without letting it spill over first. Okay, now I've come to that last corner, so I'm going to go ahead and let it spill over. And when it does, then I'm going to turn and go to the other corner. And let it spill over there. And then I'm going to come to the next corner, do the same thing. It's a little slower because the paint is thinned out. It flows faster when it's thicker. Okay, and then the last corner. Okay, and if it doesn't seem to be coming to that last corner, like this doesn't seem to be, then what you can do is take your cup and just pour on it, because there's still some paint left in that cup. And then I can make it drift over that last corner now. Okay. Now, I'm going to set it down and I'm going to look at my edges, because you like to have the paint have flown all the way over the edges. And like right here, there's a bare spot. So I'm just going to reach down here, grab some of the paint that fell down onto my plastic and dab it onto the side. I've got another one of those right there. Another a little bit in the corner. All right, so now all of my corners are covered. Now once I've got everything on there, I'm going to look at it and decide if it's done or not, because you can still play with it. I like the orange. So if let me turn it this way so you can see. If I tilt the canvas this direction, I can get more of the orange. Pull that out. Okay. Let's see. Maybe tilt a little bit more. Now this is slippery in your fingers, so you have to be careful to hook your fingers into the wood underneath so that you don't let the painting slip out of your hands. All right. Okay. That's it. All right, and then those paper towels, this is where I use them. The next step is going to be letting this dry. So it's important that it be set somewhere where it won't be disturbed for several days, because it can take that long for this to dry all together. Paint's very thick.